Hello everybody. Welcome to my module on construction of flexible pavement. I am engineer Arun Pal, the founder of the channel Civil Engineering, dedicated to all of my fellow civil engineers, my friends and all audience having lots of interest in civil engineering topics. Today I will discuss the topic prime coat over granular base. A good man-made pavement has its structural elements like subbase, base and surface course. We provide a bituminous surface course at top to make it all-weather, long-lasting, maintenance-free and above all a neat and clear appearance as far as a flexible pavement is concerned. The application of prime coat over the granular base course before laying any bituminous layer is of prime importance for the longevity of the pavement. Most of field engineers have lesser knowledge on prime coat and its application over granular base, and for them it is only a sequence of work in bituminous road construction. The publication of IRC 16 2008 gives elaborate information on specification and construction of bituminous prime coat laying over granular surface. Here I am going to discuss about the definition of prime coat, the objective of prime coat, types of base course and choice of materials for application of prime coat, detailed procedure for application of prime coat, use of instruments in priming process, quality control in priming over granular course, know about the defects in priming process and failure of hot mix asphalt course. The knowledge about the types of base course and choice of priming materials and detailed process of priming application are very much important for field engineers who are engaged in pavement construction. In all of my course of discussion, I will mention bitumen as a binding agent produced from petroleum and is known for being strongly adhesive and resistant to damage from water and oil spills, where the asphalt as a composite mixture of bitumen, aggregate and sand in plant. Prime coat over granular base. It is a single application of either bituminous emulsion or cut-back bitumen to granular base course before laying any asphaltic mix above it. Priming is the process of spraying low viscosity liquid bitumen materials over non-bituminous granular base course preparatory to the superimposition of bituminous treatment. The granular base course, being a porous layer, is an absorptive surface. The liquid bituminous material may be in the form of bitumen emulsion or cut-back bitumen of low viscosity and specific type should be suitable for the application over a particular granular base. Here, it is a photograph of priming process over base course using a mechanical distributor. Coming to the objective of priming a granular base surface, it penetrates the existing base course and plug the capillary voids, which in turn arrest the moisture from ground to surface. It also seal all the surface pores and make the surface water resistance. It coat and bond the loose grain particles, minerals on this granular surface, which otherwise displaced or lifted off by the traffic movement. It makes the surface hard, tough and provide work platform for movement of construction equipment and subsequent application of asphaltic course. It provides adhesion between the granular and the bituminous or asphaltic layer. Choice of material. Slow setting grade cationic bitumen emulsion conforming to IS 8887 and ASTM D2397 or medium curing cutback bitumen conforming to IS 217 can be used as prime coat over the granular base depending upon the porosity of the surface. Here, IS stands for Indian Standards by Bureau of Indian Standard. Similarly, ASTM stands for American Society for Testing and Materials. It is an international standards organization in USA standardizing different testing and materials. Here is another photograph in a more closer view of a priming application by a movable distributor. Prime coat and its proper application. The picture shown in the left side below is about the penetration of prime coat material into the granular base course. Due to its nature of low viscosity, it penetrates through the voids inside the base course, binds the material together and plug the capillary voids after its setting. It also binds the loose materials on the surface, seal the surface pores and make it water resistant. If the compacted base course has left untreated and traffics are allowed to run over it, then some of the aggregates and fine materials having no cohesive in nature disintegrate from their position and require frequent maintenance of the pavement. So prime coat also reduces the maintenance cost. Coming to the process of prime coat penetration, the emulsion or cutback bitumen must adequately penetrate into the base course to function properly. It should have adequate viscosity to enable it to penetrate minimum of 10 mm inside the base course. Slow setting 1, slow setting 2 grade of bitumen emulsion and medium curing 30 grade of cutback bitumen penetrate quite deep into the wet mix macadam and the waterbound macadam road surface and provide an effective prime coat. The picture shown in the right side below is about the process of penetration and setting of prime coat material after application. The first picture shows a proper penetration as well as the binding of granular material by bitumen emulsion. The second picture shows the bitumen emulsion, the prime coat material with a higher viscosity fails to penetrate into the base course. It only accumulates and sets over the surface. This type of application with improper material will ultimately the cause of failure of asphaltic layer above it in the long run. The third picture depicts that the bitumen emulsion applied has a higher breaking speed which ultimately fails to penetrate in the base course. Granular base course and the process of priming. This is a photograph where loose volume of granular materials are placed manually or mechanically spread over the subbase and waiting for its proper compaction and filling of interstices pores with filler material. The second photograph shows the compaction of the granular materials by a pneumatic roller. The third photograph shows the condition of galvanized base course after a period of construction, whether it may be a WMM or WBM type of pavement without any surface treatment by prime coat or any other binding material. The fourth photograph shows the disintegration of galvanized material out of the pavement and formation of pathholes over the base course over a course of time with the effect of movement of vehicle and accumulation of water, rainwater in the undulation and disintegration of the coarser material. Fifth photograph shows the regular dusty environment after the running of a vehicle over the untreated base course. Sixth photograph shows the process of priming the granular base with proper prime material by a mechanical distributor to make the surface hard, tough and help a proper addition between the non-bituminous base course and bituminous or an asphaltic layer. Seventh photographs also shows the application of prime coat over a WBM road. Rate of application of prime material for thin interface treatment. Different types of granular surface require different rate of spray of cationic bitumen emulsion and cutback bitumen over it. Waterboard macadam and wet mix macadam types of granule cores have low porosity in their surface. In contrast to mechanically stabilized soil base like stabilized soil, soil cement and lime cement base and gravel base like crusher run macadam and crusher rock base having high porosity in their surfaces. So the rate of application of prime coat is different for different granular surfaces. This tabulation shows the rate of spray of different types of bitumen aqueous solution for different types of surface. The WMM and WBM pavement required 0.7 to 1 kg per meter square of spray of bitumen emulsion and 0.6 to 0.9 kg per meter square rate of spray of cutback bitumen as a prime coat application over it. All other granular surface having higher porosity require high rate of spray for proper function of a primer coat layer. Generally, SS1 and SS1H types of cationic bitumen emulsion and medium curing 30 types of cutback bitumen are preferred for WMM and WBM types of pavement as per their low porosity nature. MC70, MC250 types of cutback bitumen are preferred for higher porous surfaces. The correct rate of spray is generally decided as per the optimum rate of spray where the bituminous emulsion or cutback bitumen has just achieved the required depth of penetration without any runoff of excessive primer over the surface. Cutback bitumen and bitumen emulsion. Let us know more about cutback bitumen and bitumen emulsion. Cutback bitumen is used in priming which has bitumen with a fluid consistency at normal temperature. It may require a low heating in cold condition. How the cutback bitumen prepared? It is prepared by diluting the paving grade solid or semi-solid bitumen with a volatile solvent like naphtha, gasoline, kerosene or light fuel oil. Cutback bitumen of grade medium, medium curing 30, medium curing 70, conforming to IS 217 are generally recommended for prime coat application. Coming to bitumen emulsion, which are commonly preferred by most of the pavement construction engineers in priming application, is a bituminous aqueous solution by mixing bitumen globule, water and emulsifying agent in proper proportion to get a fluid consistency at normal temperature. The SS1 grade bitumen emulsion of cationic type conforming to IS 8887 with a setting time less than 48 hours is generally recommended for priming application over the base course. Liquid bitumen of different category are generally available in market with 150 kg, 180 kg, 200 kg and even less in quantity in mild steel and HDPC drums. Here is a photograph of packaging of liquid bitumen which are available in market for use in road construction activities. Construction of prime coat. Come to the most important discussion over the application of prime coat. Question then comes, how better way one can apply prime coat over the granular base course? Here the answer is step-by-step procedure. First thing, the priming should be done in a dry and sunny day or at least in a dry climatic condition. I mean atmosphere with an ambient temperature above 10 degrees centigrade with a relative humidity around 40 to 50%. The days of cold, wet, dust stormy, windy and foggy weather are not suitable for priming. These types of weather conditions not only affect the setting time of bitumen emulsion or cutback bitumen but also fail to show the proper functioning of the prime coat. Secondly, before priming, the compacted granular surface should be swept clean and made free from dust, loose material and any other foreign materials over it by using power broom or mechanical sweeper or by using hand air blower. This is a photograph of a mechanical sweeper driven by a vehicle. Here is the sweeping arrangements. The next photograph is a power broom operated manually for cleaning the pavement surface. Third thing is that if the soil or murum has been used as a binder in case of WPM road, a depth of about 2 mm should be removed and brushed off from the surface of the base course. First step is about the use of primer distributor. If cutback bitumen is to be used in priming, the surface should be perfectly in dry condition. But if you apply bitumen emulsion, then the surface shall be just wet with very light sprinkling of water. The prime coat over granular base has been applied by a self-propelled mechanical distributor equipped with bitumen pressure sprayer for spraying the material uniformly at specified rate and temperature. The proper rate of application is achieved by the adjustment of the speed of the forward movement of the vehicle, types of equipment used, size of nozzles and the angle of their opening, height of the sprayer wire, liquid bitumen pressure at sprayer wire, etc. In order to ensure a proper priming quantity of liquid bitumen, a trial section should be laid at site beforehand to verify the efficacy of the equipment and system used. The field test used for ensuring the desired rate of application is known as field tray test. Fifth point is during priming, the temperature of the primer should be more than 10 degrees centigrade to make the equipment functional for cut-back bitumen as well as emulsion. Setting of the prime surface. The prime surface should be allowed to set or cured for at least 24 hours or even more so that all the moisture and volatiles of the bitumen emulsion or cut-back bitumen evaporate and the primer is absorbed by the base course. What about the curing time? The curing time in cold weather generally increase than work execute in hot weather. Similarly, if you use emulsified product that cure faster than the use of permissible cut-back product in priming process. Now, I am showing three photographs related to the priming application and curing of liquid bitumen material. In the first photograph that I am showing, as you see, a high viscous liquid bitumen has been applied. Due to its high viscosity, it fails to penetrate into the surface and set in this manner. This type of wrong material application in priming process fails to achieve the overall objective of the prime coat. In the second photograph, priming material either set early or due to the extreme low porosity of the granular base, the emulsion fails to penetrate during a specified time period and sets over the surface. The wrong application of prime coat, if noticed at site, they should be discarded and priming should be done in afresh with appropriate material and setting time. The third photograph shows a proper penetration and setting of bitumen emulsion or cut-back bitumen, and it perfectly functions as a prime coat. The seventh step is that the places where any excessive and unabsorbed primer over the surface is observed, it should be blotted with light application of sand at site. The last but most important point is that the prime surface should not be open to traffic other than the construction vehicles meant for laying the next bitumen course above the prime coat latter. Hence, a proper diversion of traffic at sites should be made or arranged to prevent any possible damage to the already but not properly set prime surface over the pavement. Do's and don'ts in primer application. Here I am discussing some of the points in do's and don'ts in primer application. Before application of a particular bituminous solution for priming, the actual quantity of the solution should be derived for the desired penetration of 10 mm into the specific base course without causing any type of runoff over the surface. Cutback bitumen, if selected to be used over the granular base course, it shall not be applied over the damp surface. In contrast, if we allow to use bituminous emulsion, They shall be applied on damp or wet surfaces of the base course. Pressure hand sprayer is only permitted to use at strategic locations where the distributor cannot be accessible. This photograph shows a hand sprayer is used by a worker at a specific places of pavement where distributor cannot be accessible for a proper application of the prime coat. The use of perforated can with manual application of primer coat over WBM or WMM type of course is strictly prohibited for a new construction. This is a picture where the workers are applying prime coat by using perforated can over the galvanized base course. This type of application should be avoided as far as new construction is concerned. If slow setting bitumen emulsion is used at site for priming, proper mixing should be ensured before withdrawal from the storing tank. If they are stored at site in tanks. If bitumen emulsion or cutback bitumen in packaged drums are used, they should be rolled to and fro several times before use at site, as there is every possibility of settling of bitumen particles in the emulsion below. Any form of dilution and heating of slow setting types of bitumen emulsion are not permitted at site because the dilution and heating with improper quantity and way may change the characteristic of the original material. Application of sand for blotting and removal of unobserved excess primer after 24 hours of curing of primer should be minimum and removed from the surface. All the quality control and quality assurance procedures should be observed at site by the field engineers concerned for making the priming process the most effective one. Different types of liquid bitumen have their curing period different. So, special attention should be properly given for complete curing of prime coat before laying any further course of bitumen layer. Excessive apply of prime coat is not advisable as it may be a cause of base movement. The superimposed asphalt layer may absorb the excess prime coat to its level. As a result, the bituminous pavement will show slippage and rotting types of defects in its surface in the latter period. A more interesting information obtained from the Hot Mix Asphalt Handbook 2000 that the prime coat is not at all necessary when the HMA, popularly known for hot mix asphalt layer above the galvanized base course, is more than 100 millimeter thickness. Prime coat application by distribution vehicle. This is a photograph of pneumatic liquid bitumen distributor, or in simple, a sprayer vehicle. It is a complex piece of equipment used in priming and tack coat application work in pavement construction. A typical asphalt distributor has components like liquid bitumen tank, heating system, circulating pumping system, filter screen, spray bar fitted with nozzles for spraying activities at the backside, hand sprayer, control and gauges. The proper function of the distributor is of vital importance as far as application of prime material is concerned. The distributor can spray the liquid bitumen with uniform and adequate coverage if preset properly. The stretching marks and inappropriate amount of material in prime application are the most important parameters to be addressed properly by the field engineers. Proper application need adjustment of forward speed of the vehicle, height of the spray bar, angle of opening of the nozzle in the bar, pressure inside the spray bar, temperature of bitumen emulsion in the tank, etc. Here is a photograph that shows the difference between proper priming application and formation of stretching marks after application. Here the prime coat has been applied properly over the galvanized base course, while here the priming application are defective, so that stretching marks are observed over the pavement. The defects may be due to the improper functioning of all the nozzles in the spray bar, or insufficient bitumen emulsion in the tank, or clogging of one or two nozzles in the entire set, or early curing or setting of bitumen either inside the tank or over the base course early. The nozzle in the spray bar can operate between 0 degree to 90 degree. Proper spray pattern can be achieved by setting the nozzle with an angle 15 degree to 30 degree with the horizontal. In the photograph, you can see and compare the distribution width for various setting angle of the nozzle. Maximum lateral coverage with 15 degree of nozzle setting, and minimum width 90 degree of the nozzle setting. So these are the different width of the spray with a different opening of the nozzle. These are the uniform opening of the nozzle. These are the spray pattern. The height of the spray bar has a greater role for a particular spray pattern. A single, double, and triple overlap of prime coat spray coverage can be achieved by the proper adjustment of the height. The height should be so adjusted that a minimum of double spray coverage of prime coat is obtained over the pavement after the application. This picture shows the different coverage of prime liquid with different height of the spray bar. The height of the spray bar has to be calibrated beforehand to know the relation between the height and coverage width for a particular set of instruments and their arrangement. Quality control in prime coat application over the galvanized base course. The quality control and quality assurance play vital role in each and every pavement construction activity to ensure the quality of work and the use of quality material in the construction. Quality assurance in the work has been achieved with proper supervision of the execution by competent engineers and technicians at site. Similarly, the quality control in priming need testing and verification of construction materials in use, along with testing of quality of work as per the intended specifications at site. Here, in the application of priming, the quality of the bitumen emulsion or cutback bitumen should be tested with a frequency of one set of tests for every lot of 10 ton of materials in use. The set of tests for both materials consist of test for residue on 600 micron sieve, viscosity test, storage stability test, flash point test, etc. depending upon the material used at site. The temperature of bitumen emulsion as well as cutback bitumen in use should be tested at regular interval, as the temperature of the material and the environment may affect the overall quality of the work. The intended rate of spread of binders should be tested 1 in 1000 square meter of area of application, but in no case less than 2 tests for a day. The field tray test is generally conducted to assure the proper rate of application of prime material over the base course. The test, consisting of 3 light metal trays with a dimension 200 mm by 200 mm area and 20 mm depth. They are generally kept in the path of the primer distributor while distributing the priming material over the gallular base with an interval 10 meter, and the liquid bitumen collected have been verified and compared with the intended rate. Defects in priming and failure of bituminous pavement. Defects in application of prime coat not only fail to achieve the objective of priming, but in course of time the reason for failure of bituminous pavement at different localized sites. Creation of potholes and slippage cracking are two of the defects mostly visible in the post-construction period. Potholes are created due to the disintegration of some portion of the loose of bituminous material in the bituminous surface course and due to the lack of binding between the surface with underlying layer. The lack of bond may be caused by dirt, oil or other contaminants preventing adhesion between the layers. It may be due to the improper application of primer or tack coat over the base course or other bituminous layer. The tiny patches that initially created under the action of the vehicle movement and environment effect grow in a later period and ultimately form a shape of bigger pothole. Similarly, the slippage cracking failure is observed at different sites due to the braking effect of the loaded vehicle over the bituminous surface. The lack of bonding due to ineffective apply of prime and tack coat between different layer, the action of slippage gear up to form slippage crack in the long run. Lastly, the conclusion. The better the process of engineering application, the instruments and the materials used are understood, the better the output of any engineering project. Proper application of materials are critical for a success in the construction of bituminous pavement. Proper selection of emulsion or cutback bitumen product is vital for priming application on galvanized surface. Quality assurance and quality control are two vital aspects, and those need to be addressed properly for achieving a qualitative road project. These are all about the prime coat over galvanized base. I request my valuable audience to send their comments to me to encourage for making my next video on the pavement series. Thank you.